Oh, wow. This game was really a buzzkill. I mean, the way that they lost the game, they lost in overtime. They were really, really close to winning the game, but can't really seal the deal. And that's been the story for the past 3 weeks now with the Seahawks, the Rams, and now the Cardinals. 3 straight NFC West opponents and playing them really, really well, but end up losing at the end. So very, very disappointing to see. Hopefully they can rebound against the Indianapolis Colts, which I think they can because Indianapolis had a very terrible game against the Seattle Seahawks. And overall this whole year, they haven't been that bad, but not going to be talking about the Colts right now. I'll probably talk about them tomorrow. Sorry if this video is very, very late. I did not mean to do this late. I had a lot of other school and work obligations to handle first before I made the video. So I have right here. So better late than never, I guess you could say. So there you have it. But anyways, going to be trying to analyze this game the best as I can. I mean, pretty much everyone knows what happened. The defense played really, really well. Offense sucked balls. I mean, this is pretty much the season of the 49ers for this past whole year. Just a great defense, but just terrible offense. And oh, Brian Hoyer, he loves to torture everyone in Niner Nation, doesn't he? Yes, he does, man. Throwing interceptions at the wrong time, not making the right passes, only completing about 50% of his passes, less than 50% of his passes, actually. 49%, yes, that is fantastic. So, Brian Hoyer, give yourself a round of applause, man. 49%, that's just freaking amazing. I love it. And I don't know, I mean, should we bench Brian Hoyer? I wouldn't be leaning towards yes, but it's up to Kyle Shanahan. If he thinks that CJ Beathard is ready to win some games, then yeah, bring him on in. But I think he's going to start Brian Hoyer this week against the Colts, but the Colts aren't really that good, in my opinion, and we'll see what he does this week, and I think nothing's going to be changing pretty much. Marquise Goodwin went out. That was a pretty bad thing to happen, so hopefully he feels well and what have you for this week coming up. Reuben Foster, I have no idea. I mean, I think he was in warm-ups during the Cardinals games or something like that, but he ended up not playing at all, so not really concerned about that, but maybe he'll play in the next week or two. We'll see then, because I'm really, really excited to see him back on the defensive side of the ball, and right now, without him, they look really, really good so far. Maybe they're like top 10 in defense. I'm not sure the statistics exactly, but the way that I'm watching, the way my eye test is telling me that this defense is just freaking amazing. Yes, Elvis Dumervil got 100 sacks, so congratulations, Elvis Dumervil, for 100 sacks right there. 2 in the game against Carson Palmer. Solomon Thomas got 1. Eli Harold got 1, and I forgot the other guy. I think that was pretty much everyone. It was 6 sacks total, but I think I only mentioned 5. So the other guy, whoever it was, I'm so sorry, I forgot who it was, but Ray Armstrong had a nice interception at the end zone. That was really, really good in the beginning of the quarter. But again, Brian Hoyer, no good, man. That's the biggest takeaway you can say, is Brian Hoyer is definitely not the future of the 49ers, and I don't even know if he's going to last this season as the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. And I thought he was going to have a good game just because due to the fact that Arizona, I mean, they're good, but they're not as good from a couple years ago. And plus, he had a really, really good game against the Rams, and so I was like, oh, maybe he can kind of replicate the performance and throw some touchdowns. But he ended up throwing no touchdowns. Yes, no touchdowns. So he only has 2 for the whole year. Very disappointing to see. And the 49ers, they're, I mean, kind of talented. They're not really terrible like last couple of years where Colin Kaepernick, Blaine Gabbert had no talent and what have you, but this year they have some good talent. Pierre Garçon, Carlos Hyde in the backfield somewhat. Who else? Marquise Goodwin, but he got out for a little bit, so that was not really helpful for Brian Hoyer, but at the same time, still got to make plays and couldn't really get anything going. So, I mean, the people I got to praise pretty much is the defensive linemen. They did a really good job pressuring Carson Palmer. Couldn't really get anything going. And plus the running game, they had no running game pretty much. And I predicted that they weren't going to run the ball pretty often, and they didn't. I mean, they probably did, but they didn't get a lot of yardage. So that was a really good thing to see. So I guess most of my predictions was correct. The one thing I did get wrong was I thought the Cardinals were going to give a shootout with the 49ers, 31-24. I think that was the final score I predicted. So I was wrong on that part. They just love to flip the script on me. Sometimes I predict a high-scoring game, but it ends up becoming a very, very low-scoring game, like the Seahawks. Or I predict there's going to be a low-scoring game, but it ends up being a high-scoring game, just like the one against the Rams. I thought it was going to be a very low-scoring game just because of their defense and what have you. But I don't know. I mean, Brian Hoyer that's all I've been saying this whole video is just Brian Hoyer. I can't stress that enough. Brian Hoyer, it's not the best quarterback. I mean, I try to support him in the offseason. I try to support him for the first couple of games against the Panthers and Seahawks. Like, he'll, rebound and have an all right season, but it's not looking that way, man. I mean, it's been like 4 weeks now. I think that's enough time to see if he's going to be the starter for the rest of the year, and I just think we should can him, to be honest with you. But, I mean, if they want to go with him, then I guess I'll still try to be supportive of him, but it's really hard to support him when he's not doing anything productive. Only 2 touchdowns and I think 3 interceptions. That's not really getting production going, and hopefully Kyle Shanahan can start CJ Beathard, see if he can add some new light to the San Francisco 49ers, because this season's not completely over yet. I mean, 0-4, really, really bad start, but, I mean, you can come back and make the play playoffs. I know that seems very, very rare. That seems very, very impossible, but anything can happen in the NFL. And I don't know if I should be banking on playoffs this year. Maybe nothing's going to happen. Maybe they'll just go like 3-13 or 4-12. I don't know exactly, but I just want something good to happen to me. So far, they've been showing good progress. Like you've been saying, they're not getting blown out like crazy like last year, where I said there was progress, but then they end up getting blown out for the next couple of games. But these games, they've been keeping it all close. So I guess it's a lot better progress than it was for the past couple of years. I guess I can give Coach Shanahan some credit on that. I just hope that he doesn't go 0-16. That would be very, very bad. Big takeaways: defense is really good. Solomon Thomas, DeForest Buckner, the whole defensive line that was really good. Linebackers were really good as well. Backfield kind of showed up, sort of. I mean, Ray Armstrong, the linebacker, had an interception, so that was great. Just getting a lot of pressure on Carson Palmer, stopping the run. It was just everything perfect that they fixed last year to this year. It was just amazing what Robert Saleh has been able to do with his defense, and just offensively, just terrible. Maybe Coach Shanahan needs to stop being the offensive coordinator for the 49ers and what have you. I mean, it's pretty tough to do both things at once. I mean, I think Sean McVay is his own offensive coordinator. I'm not sure exactly, but he's calling all the plays for the Rams and what have you. He's having success, but he has Wade Phillips as a defensive coordinator. And not taking anything from Robert Saleh, but Wade Phillips has a lot of experience in the NFL, so it's pretty easy for him to trust Wade Phillips to do whatever the Rams defense can do and what have you. So I think that's going to be pretty much it, you guys. So please let me know what your takeaway was from this game. I mean, Brian Hoyer, defense, offense, special teams, and what have you. Please let me know what you guys think about this game against the Cardinals and what have you. And if you guys like this, please like, subscribe, do whatever you want. And I'll catch you guys up later tomorrow when I predict the 49ers and Colts game tomorrow. So I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. See y'all soon.